Day one. Oh man. I just want to say, like, right out the gate, like, the truck ran great. The truck was running phenomenal, and it was like pulling great. I had a couple times where I had taken the camper off, and so driving it without the camper, man, without like an additional 250 pounds or whatever freaking the weight of it is, like, it was, man, it was just dialed in. And so yeah, day one, make it run like crap. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, so went to storage, took all the Smog boxes out of storage, and started pulling stuff off. Here's where we're at. This is how it currently has been sitting for the last, I don't know, however long, running amazing. And we are going to mess it up. I gotta put all of this back in there. Definitely not stoked about it. Began researching and putting what I knew went on, like the stuff that I knew where it went, I started there. So put the air injection on, put the EGR on, put the stock carburetor on, smog pump, just trying to get everything back together as best I could. All right, so far I've gotten this whole hunk of crap in here. I have this bolted in. My air injection's on. I got this guy on. This guy, I don't even know what any of this stuff is, to be honest. I'm just trying to put everything back and kind of start from there, but yep. Ran into a couple of issues right out the gate. So the first one, vacuum hoses. The California emissions vacuum hose setup is like 30 plus hoses. I mean, no joke. I mean, it's so many hoses. And I mean, they had all fallen off in the box, you know, because I was pulling stuff out when I took it out. So I mean, I had like 30 plus hoses, but I didn't know where they went. The only saving grace was like I was able to figure out, I would say maybe half of them, just because the hoses were probably original from '78, so they were all bent into the shape from just like being in the engine bay for so long. So I was like, it was like a puzzle. I was just like, all right, well, this looks like it might fit here. It looks like maybe, so there's a bunch of that. I ended up getting some help from a good buddy, James Carr, and came over. I made some photocopies, got some, took those photocopies and took some Sharpies and highlighters and just following it religiously. I mean, it took us probably like 3 to 4 hours of just tracking down vacuum hose and where does this one go? I'm like, no, this is, I mean, when you see those diagrams, it's, I mean, there's like 8 different things that could all be the same thing unless you really know your stuff, and I don't. So, you know, it was a learning experience for me. It's just frustrating because this thing ran like so amazing, and I'm just like, sorry bud, we're in California. So after like 4 hours of working on this thing, hook up the fuel lines. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as me and James are concerned, I mean, like, it's together. I mean, everything that's on it's supposed to be on it. So put everything on, and it was time to turn it over for the first time. It very well could be a vacuum leak. I don't know what, I mean, just a gallop to it, it would just stall out, smoke out the tailpipe. I mean, just did not run. At that point, though, it was my first loss, and I say first because there's many more to come, but it's my first loss, but I was still optimistic, you know. I mean, I didn't have high hopes for just like, I mean, come on, do you ever really just like throw everything on and it just like works like that first try? So, I mean, to be expected, some setbacks. So that being said, made a couple more phone calls, went on some forums, you know, asked some questions, try to do some more digging. And so a couple of things that I had come up with were, A, the timing was out, B, it's a vacuum leak, C, the carburetor is just toast and needs a full rebuild, or like D, I just completely hooked something up entirely wrong to the point that it's just like not functioning. So by the wise words of my buddy James, we decided to sleep on it, do some more research, tackle it again tomorrow, and really just like figure out how I want to go about this before I just tear open the box on the California carb. Now we get to learn how to time it. I say learn because I've never timed an engine before, so this is gonna